What up, what up? This the 12th Venom, Gary Williams, coming to you from the temple, the dungeon. And we got tonight me playing as my favorite Shaw Brothers characters, as Shaw Brothers takes on the world. You're going to see some classic matchups, some matchups you may have seen in the movies, some matchups we always wanted to see in the movies. You're going to see them tonight. Our first matchup tonight is the Monkey Stylist, aka Lau Kar Leung, modeled after his character in the Mad Monkey Kung Fu movie, taking on, of course, the drunken master himself, Jackie Chan. who's going to win this matchup. So the computer difficulty is normal. It's not hard, it's normal. I've been playing on easy, so it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for me. But I think I'm up for the challenge. So who we got in this matchup? We got Shaw Brothers, represented by the monkey kung fu stylist, aka Lau Kar Leung, from Mad Monkey Style, after his character in Mad Monkey Kung Fu. And we have, of course, the drunken master himself, Jackie Chan, representing Golden Harvest. So a little bit of history. Raymond Chow, the founder of Golden Harvest, was an employee of Shaw Brothers, one of the executives of Shaw Brothers. He did not like how they did their stars, how they had this assembly line system. So he and a couple other dudes, whose names I forget right now, went and founded Golden Harvest Studios, and Golden Harvest became the main, competitors of Shaw Brothers back in the day. Of course, as we all know, by the mid-'80s, eventually overtaking Shaw Brothers in the martial arts movie market in Hong Kong. But we saw a classic matchup between Lau Kar Leung and Jackie Chan on real celluloid during the couple scenes in Drunken Master 2. We saw Lau Kar Leung under the train taking on Jackie Chan. But what would he do with this monkey persona against the Drunken Master? So we got two styles here that are very unorthodox. And we know that this game doesn't have any... so Jackie Chan with the KO in round 1 on me. Let's see if I can bring it back to see if we can get a victory for Shaw Brothers. I got Caprobatica in the chat. Who you got, man? Lau Kar Leung, the monkey master. Also a real-life master of Hung Gar. Kung Fu, of course, passed away in 2013, unfortunately, but was a master of Hung Gar Kung Fu in real life, and one of the greatest Kung Fu movie action directors / choreographers, and one of the greatest movies. Good, you're picking the monkey fist. One of the greatest Kung Fu movie directors ever. I'm gonna type in some of my favorite Lau Kar Leung movies in the chat, and if you have any, type them in too. I mean, there's so many. I'm gonna leave mine to 5. And of course, there they go. Those are my 5. Well, they're not my 5 favorites, but those some of my favorites. I'm just limiting to 5 because what's my top movie? What's your top movie you will watch right now? Oh, that's a good one. Oh man, I would have to go with, actually, I will have to go with, okay, we got a rubber match here. Whoever wins this one's going to win and go on for the victory. If I had to watch one right now, I would say, man, all of Lau Kar Leung's movies are so good. Let me think. If I had to watch one right now, I don't know. I will have to go with Heroes of the East. I really like the storyline. So if you're not familiar, let me tell you the storyline before this match concludes and Monkey Fist destroys the Drunken Master. I would have to say, because of the storyline, so a Chinese martial artist marries a Japanese. It's an arranged marriage from his father's business with a Japanese woman who ends up being a student of karate, judo, and several other Japanese martial arts, and they get into a series of arguments over whose country styles are superior. So, and the monkey master wins. And so, in order to get his wife back, the Chinese martial artist, played by Gordon Liu, writes his wife a letter saying that the Japanese arts came from the Chinese arts. Her karate teacher slash the guy who really wants to date her brings a series of Japanese martial arts masters to challenge Gordon Liu's character. So we get all this Chinese versus Japanese martial arts in there. We get some ninjutsu. We get the incredible Yasuaki Kurata, who many of you will remember as the sensei that fought Jet Li in Fist of Legend, the Japanese sensei who fought Jet Li. But we get that great movie. This is called Heroes of the East. And I may do, if enough people are interested, I may do a watch party, since we can do Amazon watch parties on this thing. I may do a watch party for Heroes of the East if people would like that, and we can comment on the scenes and talk about that. So stay tuned for maybe one of these nights in lieu of Shaolin versus Wutang. We'll go and do a watch party with Heroes of the East. I think that was a great movie because Lau Kar Leung, even though he's a Chinese Kung Fu master, gave a lot of respect to the Japanese arts and the choreography and didn't have them just get decimated. And here we got Jet Li going up against Gordon Liu. Now they have fought in Claws of Steel, or it's also called Last Hero in China. Although the fight scene in there sucked to me because it was that mid-90s quick cut camera, a lot of powder, flying, and not these two guys just going on it hand for hand like it would be in the old days. So this is my homage to that matchup, how I would like to see it. And again, I'm playing as the Shaw Brothers character. So here I am as Long Fist, aka Gordon Liu, and my opponent is the Jet Li. So let's see who's gonna win this Wushu. More contemporary type Wushu that Jet Li practices versus the traditional Hungar. They have them called Long Fists on here, but traditional Hungar, Shaolin, Southern Shaolin type style from Gordon Liu. So we're gonna see that, and as you notice, he has a 3-section staff in his back. Bit of trivia, or I'm gonna ask a trivia question. If you saw any old school Gordon Liu movies, name me 2 movies in which his character used the 3-section staff. One is a very famous movie, and if you don't get it, I'll write the answers in the chat. So let me know if you don't get it. So the question was, what 2 movies did Gordon, it's more than 2, but name 2 movies. One, that's correct. One is correct, Caprobatica. 36 Chamber Shaolin is Santer. He used, or Sante. He, just like he used it to beat Jet Li there, he used it to fight the evil General Yin at the end. Or was it General? I can't remember the general's name, but the general was played by the great Lo Lie. And he said, if you skills worthy of a general, then you should fight with me. And he also got mad at his men. He said, how could you let just one monk hit you? Great movie. Okay, the other one, I'm going to put in the chat and you'll recognize the name. Heroes of the East is the other. It's others that he used the 3-sectional staff, but those are the 2 that jump out for me. General Yin. Great movie. I mean, great movie, 36 Chamber. And the Sante character will live in Kung Fu lore forever, in my opinion. So if you got Netflix and you haven't watched 36 Chamber Shaolin, make it your business to watch that. Also watch a sequel. I think all 3, the 36 Chamber trilogy is on Netflix. And again, Gordon Liu, aka Shaolin Long Fist, aka Player One, aka me, beats Jet Li. Who do we got next? So what I was saying is the 36 Chamber trilogy is on Netflix. I think it was on there last time I checked. So give it a whirl. It's 36 Chamber Shaolin, Return to the 36 Chamber, and Disciples of the 36 Chamber, all starring. Part 2, Return to the 36 Chamber. Gordon Liu is not playing Santerre; he's playing someone else. But in parts 1 and 3, 36 Chamber and Disciple of the 36 Chamber, Gordon Liu is playing Santerre. Now, we have Wing Chun, Donnie Yen, from representing Golden Harvest, taking on Mantis Fist, which is David Chiang. David Chiang played, I forget his name in the movie, but he played the Mantis Fist practitioner in the movie Shaolin Mantis, or it was also known as Deadly Shaolin Mantis. And so we got Mantis versus Wing Chun. Donnie Yen taking on David Chiang. Now we know in real life, Donnie Yen would probably would destroy David Chiang, because one David Chiang's got to be like 69. And David Chiang was never a martial artist. He was a movie martial artist. With one of his greatest performances was in Shaolin Mantis, directed and choreographed by the great Lau Kar Leung, if I'm not mistaken. I believe Shaolin Mantis was directed by and choreographed by the great Lau Kar Leung, and David Chiang never looked better. He's on par with his performances in The Loot, which was a great independent kung fu movie, King of Fist and Dollars, and other movies that I was thinking about that escaped me right now. But David Chiang. Oh, and we got the Wing Chun chain punch defeating the Mantis Fist in round 1. Can I pull it together and come back and defeat Donnie Yen? So the Shaw brothers is 3-0 so far against Golden Harvest. So, a little bit another trivia question. What was the first movie that Donnie Yen appeared in Hong Kong? The first movie. Leave your comments in the chat. David Chiang was a stuntman and a movie martial artist. So what Shaw Brothers did is all their action actors took a course in screen fighting. So David Chiang also practiced. I don't know how serious he was as a martial artist, but he practiced some martial arts. But Lau Kar Leung made him look amazing. And Lau Kar Leung is very known to be very exact. Oh, Mantis. Oh, the first movie you saw Donnie Yen was Wing Chun. Well, the first movie that Donnie Yen was in Hong Kong, you're gonna have to. This was on the Wutang collection, so you can find it. I'm going to type it in the chat. You'll see a very young Donnie Yen in this one, and it was directed by the Hong Kong master filmmaker and action choreographer who discovered Donnie Yen. And I'm going to put it in there. And go check out Drunken Tai Chi on the Wu-Tang collection. I believe it's there, so you can see it on YouTube for free. I believe it's on there. But the director of that was Yuen Wu-Ping, and he discovered Donnie Yen. So Donnie Yen's first Hong Kong movie role was Drunken Tai Chi. But we gotta David Chiang's gotta come back. He's gotta use that Mantis Fist against the Wing Chun. And David Chiang going for a super move, but Donnie Yen's blocking it. Yes, you've probably seen it. But yeah, Donnie Yen is the man. But David Chiang, David Chiang is still performing. He was on some TV shows, kung fu movie soap operas in recent years, and he's been. I've only known it as Drunken Tai Chi. I'm sure it. And Donnie Yen gets the win. He now has put Golden Harvest on the map with two victories to one now. Can Golden Harvest come back? So who we gonna find next from Shaw Brothers? Oh, Wei Pei. The actor known as Wei Pei, but to us fans, he's known as number 2, the Snake, from the 5 Deadly Venoms. One of my favorite Kung Fu movies. So those who know me, you guys are gonna know if you ever have the chance to visit my basement where I'm broadcasting from. One day will be when you come down the stairs. I'm gonna put a audio down there when you come down the stairs. I have 5 pupils. Love the 5 Deadly Venoms. Wasn't too keen on the Snake as a character. He was kind of cowardly and kind of a, well, he was a snake actually. And but the actor Wei Pei, and I'm pronouncing it wrong, but the actor Wei Pei, or in Mandarin Wei Pai. Me too, brother. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Wei Pai. Actually, many people in the 5 Deadly Venom fandom have coined the term for the people who appeared in a lot of 5 Deadly movies, the Venom Mob. Curiously, a lot of the fandom leaves Wei Pai or Wei Pei out of the Venom Mob, even though he was the Snake in 5 Deadly Venoms. And look at that snake style against the Sam Seed, the drunken master's teacher. But interestingly enough, the fandom, for whatever reason, leaves Wei Pai out of the Venom Mob because he only appeared in a few Venom movies, but they were important ones, of course. 5 Venoms. As we see him doing the KO on the drunken Sam Seed, old drunkard, who was actually in real life Yun Wu Ping's father. Yun Siu Ting is his name, and he famous for a Sam Seed character in the Drunken Master movie, and also in Snake and Eagle Shadow. But this actor, and I'm going to get back to Wei Pei in a second, but this actor deserves a lot of respect. Because he was one of the actors on the old black and white Wong Fei Hong serials that came out in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, playing either a stunt guy, a background player, another kung fu teacher, and sometimes even some of Kuan Tai King as Wong Fei Hong's students. So the old drunkard, aka Sam Seed, aka Yun Siu Ting, is actually the father of Yun Wu Ping, and Yun Wu Ping was trained by his father in stunts and in kung fu, and actually got a small little start in some stuntman roles in the black and white Wong Fei Hong series. So when you see these guys, their histories in the kung fu movie world go back a long way, and just like their kung fu movie days, I mean, Kung Fu family tree, they have a stunt family tree and everything. So, you know, but the Snake wins. And but get back into the Snake, Wei Pei. Oh, and then we go, okay, Golden Arm, or Armor of God. Lo Mang, one of my favorite Venoms, probably my most favorite Venom. He played the Toad. And also he played Kid with the Golden Arm Kid, however you want to call it. And real life master of Southern Mantis. And he's also trained in some Hung Gar and some Tai Chi as well. Lo Mang still works in Hong Kong film to this day. Playing various nice comedic role. You guys will know him more from being the monkey master in Yip Man, the Yip Man series with Donnie Yen, who always like gets beat up and like has these funny faces. But this guy's truly the man, and he's his opponent, although not representing Golden Harvest, because now it's Shaw Brothers versus the Foreigners. So anyone that's not Chinese, I'm putting in this foreigner category. And you see Armor of God, aka Golden Arm, aka Lo Mang, taking on the karate expert, the street fighter himself, Sonny Chiba. Another guy that's one of my favorites. If you haven't checked out the Street Fighter series, do yourself a favor and check it out, because Sonny Chiba has a unique style all its own, and he was one of the founders of the Japan Action Club, who some graduates include people who are still working today. Actually, the gentleman who I believe is gonna play Scorpion in Mortal Kombat, this Mortal Kombat coming out in a few weeks, Hiroyuki Sanada, who played in Wolverine and many other movies. Jackie Chan, he played in Rush Hour 3. He's a graduate of the Japan Action School, ran at the time, or co-run at the time, by Sonny Chiba. And if you notice, a lot of the Japanese ninja movies from the late 70s and 80s, Sonny Chiba usually plays a character, Hattori Hanzo. And you saw that in Kill Bill when he was referenced when Uma Thurman had to go get a sword or something by Hattori Hanzo. So that was like homage, and Sonny Chiba was playing him. So it's a homage to Sonny Chiba. Sonny Chiba been in a lot of stuff. He's got to be in his 70s now. Was inducted into the Philadelphia Martial Arts Hall of Fame a couple years ago through some friends of mine that I know that run it. And I can't say enough about Sonny Chiba. If you haven't seen Sonny Chiba movies, they are an experience. Street Fighter was the first action movie that was brought over to America that was rated X for the violence. If you look at it now, you'll be laughing because the violence we see in movies now look more real. But back in the day, he was doing some stuff, man. You gotta watch Street Fighter. Ninja Wars is another one. Was it something about 8 Samurai? Legend of the 8 Samurai is another good Sonny Chiba one. He was on a lot of Japanese. Yes, his facial expression and his hands curled up and everything. But many people don't know Sonny Chiba was a real life black belt in Kyokushin Karate, Shorinji Kempo, Judo, Kendo, and one other, if I'm not mistaken. Sonny Chiba was the real deal. Great movies. He went on to become a producer in Japan and things. And, you know, if you go out your way to see some Sonny Chiba, but I think he's about to get beat up by the Armor of God, a.k.a. Lo Man. Yes, as we can see, Shaw Brothers 1-0 against the Foreigners, as Golden Arm takes it away from Sonny Chiba. Who we got coming up next? Representing Shaw Brothers, we're gonna have one of my favorite kung fu movie stars, Chen Kuan Tai. Played Hung Si Quan in Executioners of the Shaolin. Played Hung Si Quan in Men from the Monastery. Played Hung Si Quan in Heroes 2. Played the evil Tu Tin To in Crippled Avengers. And he's gonna take on another Japanese fighter, Hiroyuki Sanada, as the ninja. Or maybe Shokasugi. We don't know because he's a masked ninja. But can the tiger style of Chen Kuan Tai defeat the stealth of ninjutsu? Now, in real life, Chen Kuan Tai was a 1968 full contact martial arts kung fu champion in Hong Kong and a fireman. He was discovered or was in movies, and he has the distinction of being the real life student of the famous Monkey King Chan Sil Chung, the late Monkey King who just died a couple years ago. Chen Kuan Tai was actually a monkey stylist. One of his best movies that he directed was a love letter to the monkey style, and it's called Iron Monkey. No, not the one with Donnie Yen. The one with Chen Kuan Tai from 1978. The Iron Monkey with Donnie Yen was a homage to that in title only, because the plots were nothing alike. But you've also had a recent production that brings Chen Kuan Tai back to the Iron Monkey. It was a Chinese TV movie I have it here somewhere, and I can't remember the name of it, but Chen Kuan Tai reprises his role as the Iron Monkey, and it kind of mixes the plots of the Iron Monkey and of Chen Kuan Tai and Donnie Yen. So martial arts wasn't really that great. Chen Kuan Tai didn't do too much, but just the nostalgia of having Chen Kuan Tai, oh, and he beats with the tiger claw, reprise that kind of role as Iron Monkey was great for me, so it was worth it as a collector's item for me. But again, Chen Kuan Tai is the man. If you haven't seen, I'm gonna give you my favorite Chen Kuan Tai movies, and I think I named them, but just in case someone wants to go check those out. Executioner of Shaolin was when Chen Kuan Tai as Hong Si Quan had to use his tiger style to see if he could defeat the evil Bai Mei. Right. The evil Bai Mei. We got Executioners from Shaolin. Heroes 2. Was that Heroes 2 or wait, hold on. Yeah, Heroes 2. I'm confusing that with Warriors 2. Heroes 2. Executioner from Shaolin. It's another great Chen Kuan Tai movie that I like. Iron Bodyguard. And of course, I'm not gonna leave out the boxer from Shandong. Boxer from Shandong starring Chen Kuan Tai, one of the bloodiest endings in an old school movie that you'll see. So do yourself a favor. I'm recommending movies. Boxer from Shandong. He played Ma Zhendong, which, if you know modern movies, Once Upon a Time in Shanghai starring Philip Ng was a remake of Boxer from Shandong, and Chen Kuan Tai appears in there as one of the bad guys. So a lot of this stuff that is new is not that new, and a lot of the Hong Kong movies pay homage to the older movies and even has some of the older stars in there. And there was a movie where we even saw Chen Kuan Tai face off against Sammo Hung. Okay, now we got Mantis back representing Shaw Brothers, and we got Kickboxing, who we all know as JCVD. So I know Caprobatica's got JCVD in this match because he's a huge JCVD fan. Hey, you're not Japanese. You're not a Tanaka. Show me the Demak. Bloodsport. Great movie. David Chiang, the Mantis, fist practitioner, facing off against JCVD. Who's gonna win? Who you got? You got JCVD. You got Mantis. I'm playing as Mantis, so I gotta. I'm gonna destroy. Nope, I'm gonna destroy JCVD with my Mantis move. No, nothing personal. I like JCVD. You're not Japanese. You're not a Tanaka. Hey, searching for the blood. Chong Li. I want Tong Po. Bring me Tong Po. Right now, he's got to get past Mantis before he can get to Tong Po or what was Bolo character's name? Chong Li. You are next, Chong Li. And of course, Bloodsport, one of my favorites. We've talked about it before. Missed those movies coming to the show. Bloodsport, I remember seeing it at the show. What a great experience. JCVD seems to get a bad rap from people because I guess they want him to be this knockout deadly fighter, but he was very entertaining. And it's a person's YouTube channel I'm going to plug on here because he has a series of interviews with a guy named Stephen Lambert, who was the He's a very famous stunt guy in Hollywood and stunt coordinator. And he has some cool and not so cool Van Damme stories, but it's a video about the quest and the fighters in the quest and the choreography on the quest, because that stunt coordinator Stephen Lambert did the choreography on the quest, and you got to hear the stories about what Van Damme wouldn't do and allow people to do to him. So it's very interesting. Caprobatica, remind me so I can send you the link on WhatsApp to go check that out. And Mantis wins, right? Yes, my Kung Fu is the best. We had to take out JCVD. Maybe he'll get another chance. Shaw Brothers gonna take on those foreigners. Who's the foreigner? Uh-oh. Monkey Fist is gonna take on Capoeira, who I believe they have modeled after Lateef Crowder, the de facto go-to capo guy in all the modern movies, who I'm waiting for him to get his own movie so that he can be the hero and Capoeira can save the day. But we're going to a waterfall in China, and we're going to have two very acrobatic styles. Yeah, I'm assuming that it's Lateef Crowder, because, you know, we're just going to call him that for now. And but we're going to go to the waterfalls in China to see probably one of the most acrobatic matchups we're going to see, as we have the great art of Capoeira, which I am a student and teacher. But unfortunately, I got to beat it up because I'm the monkey fist on this game. So we're going to see, can the acrobatics of monkey style deal with the acrobatics of Capoeira? As we can see the esquivas, the macacos, the auls of our Capoeira character. Can it do? Oh, just had a foya seca there kind of move to knock Monkey guy down, but Monkey guy's doing those sweeps. We got to see some rasteiras to counter those, man. And he's using his berimbau as a weapon. Got some armadas, armada pulada. Of course, got the ginga. It's gonna be a very, you can see these guys are very quick. They're all over the place. But I got player one. I'm Monkey Fist, so I'm gonna have to unfortunately beat up Capoeira tonight. Hurts my heart, but we're Shaw Brothers versus the foreigners. Who's the foreigner? It's gonna be a little bit difficult. Capoeira's doing those esquivas and macaco. Oh, helicopter does it. I gotta come back. And he asked him, what is this style? Capoeira by way of Brazil. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to beat up Capoeira, and I gotta bring out the real monkey style. And again, if you haven't seen Mad Monkey Kung Fu with Lau Kar Leung, go check that out. Very good movie with Lau Kar Leung and his one of his top stunt disciples. They're gonna do the weapons. Sha Ho in there, and they're fighting again. Lo Lie is the bad guy at the end, Mr. Tuan. So you gotta check that out, man. I gotta use weapons. Any advantage in a fight. See, he's using his berimbau. He's supposed to be playing a Salvento Grande or something, not hitting me with it. Oh, Capoeira with the victory. Capoeira was too much for me to overcome. And so we got our first victory from the foreigners was Capoeira. Hey, he started it with hitting that berimbau, man, but he won. So I'm bringing back Gordon Liu, Long Fist. taking on... Oh, he's taking on Muay Thai, aka Tong Po in this game. I want Tong Po. Bring me Tong Po. We're gonna go and see if the Shaolin style, the 36 chamber style of Gordon Liu can deal with the brutal Thai boxing of Tong Po. Speaking of Kickboxer, what did you guys think of the Kickboxer remakes? Kickboxer Rebellion or Retaliation, and then Kickboxer something. What what did you guys think of that? The new Kickboxers with Alan Moosey in there. Not worth it. Yeah, it was nice to bring back the nostalgia, but wasn't. It's something I would watch, but not something I would go out of my way to watch. You know, it's just sometimes when you try to remake these older movies, it's just something about the older movies. Maybe it's because I'm Mr. Old School, but it's something missing. Like it would be like if someone, and I hope they never do, please no, tried to remake the 36 chamber. It just would not work. It wouldn't work. Certain things just don't need to be remade. Just do some, with all the MMA and kickboxing matches that happen in real life, just do some newer movies. Don't need to remake the other ones. But I would hate it. I mean, I heard that someone was talking about doing a Five Deadly Venoms remake maybe about 7-8 years ago, and I was glad it never came to fruition because they would wreck it. Yes, that old school pizzazz is irreplaceable, and it's just a different time. We've talked about it. I don't want to talk too much. Oh, Gordon Liu with the 3-sectional stab to the gut. Yeah, hey, look, make mine old school. That's my motto. Make mine old school. It's nothing like the classics. You know, 36 chamber, Kickboxer. I mean, they're different types of movies, but they're classics in their own right to me. And as we see, those high knees are starting to get past the Shaolin Kung Fu. Yes, it does. Old school rules. Shaolin Kung Fu. Gordon Liu with the sweeps. And I am player one, so it should be me with the sweeps. That machete though coming out of nowhere, but I had to counter it with that 3-section staff. And those Shaolin long fist type maneuvers. The Shaolin style's pretty good then. And a diving headbutt, which is always it's always funny. Right. Buddha's name be praised. 36 chamber of Shaolin. My favorite scene in 36 chamber was when he's at the general. He goes to the general's residence, and the soldier Lord Tang comes up. He's like, no, Lord Tang was killed, and the other Lord, Manchu Lord, comes up to him and is like, tell me, monk, how did you manage to kill Lord Tang? And then Gordon Liu's character grabs all the lanterns that the soldiers are holding and runs toward him and throws them. Is like this. And they had this epic fight scene where Gordon Liu's like doing his headbutts to him, hitting him with palm strikes and stuff. And that's one of my favorite. That's my favorite scene, a fight scene in that one. Of course, my favorite scenes in 36 Chamber are the training scenes from the different chambers. Again, you can watch 36 Chamber all day, every day. Oh, classic. We got number 2, the snake. The teacher never trusted those two. Versus Chuck Norris. Oh. Excuse me. Who you got in this matchup? Let me get some water. Who you got in this matchup? Chuck Norris versus Wei Pei. The Snake. Who's the Snake? Now, because Chuck Norris got beat up in Way of the Dragon, aka Return of the Dragon, I think he gets not enough respect. Back in the day, Chuck Norris was the man. I mean, Chuck Norris was known, and this is on tape, to kick just the tip of the lit cigarette out of people's mouths. Of course, a tournament champion stuff, and I want to give Chuck Norris his respect, because I think he doesn't get it, because people look at that fight scene and Bruce Lee beat him up in that fight scene. And of course, you have people who say that, okay, they fought in real life and Chuck Norris lost too. Without me seeing it, I'm not going to say that. So, but Chuck, man, back in the day, Chuck was the man. I mean, he was very skilled, so I want to give him his credit. And of course, his longevity in his late 70s now, I believe, or 80. He might be in his 80s. I'm not going to say, oh, he's still training. I'm going to say he has longevity. And, oh, he's with that spinning crescent. Chuck Norris, a multi-black belt holder, too. Judo black belt, Tang Sudo black belt, Taekwondo black belt, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu black belt. What else? It's another art that I'm forgetting that Chuck got a black belt in. It'll come to me. And of course, he's fighting number 2, the Snake. But you never used the sword then? Snake is very sneaky. Those snake strikes. But that's me playing, so doing those snake pressure point strikes to Chuck Norris, doing those sliding sweeps there. But Chuck getting me with the judo toss. After some strikes. Got a block. Block, Snake. Use our snake style. He was known as the Snake Spirit. The Snake with the super move. Chuck can't handle that super move there. He was known as the Snake Spirit. Number 2. The Snake. And the Snake keeps the Shaw brothers alive in this one. Our final match in this fight. Can the Snake pull it out? Can I overcome the long legs and the kicks of Tang Sudo, aka Chuck Norris? If you're just tuning in, this is Shaolin vs. Wutang on the Film Fan Dojo Twitch channel, where the Shaw brothers, this episode, the Shaw brothers take on the world. First, they took on Stars of Golden Harvest, and now the Stars of Shaw Brothers Studios are fighting the foreigners. Who's the foreigner? Right. I'm gonna gay. So I should ask the chat, who you got? Who Shaw Brothers Studio, who's your favorite studio for martial arts movies? They're not limited to Hong Kong. It might be Canon Films, famous for a ton of ninja movies, American Ninja, 1 through, about 6 of them? 1 through 5, I think it was. Famous for the Octagon with Chuck Norris. Missing in Action series. A ton of Chuck Norris. Tiger Style. We're going back with Chen Kuan Tai. Which foreigner is he going to take on? Oh, no. This hurts my heart. Chen Kuan Tai taking on the master, the great Jim Kelly. Let's talk about Jim Kelly for a bit, because, again, I don't think Jim Kelly gets his just due, because he was in Enter the Dragon, and of course he's going to be overshadowed by Bruce Lee, and he was himself a fan, admirer of Bruce Lee. When I met him, He said that. However, let's go over Jim's martial arts pedigree. Jim was a student of Parker Sheldon, Grandmaster Parker Sheldon in Kentucky, of Shorin-ryu karate. Shorin-ryu means Shaolin style. Shorin is a Japanese character pronunciation for Shaolin, and Ryu means family, school, style, faction, depending on the meaning. And he also, Master Kelly, Grandmaster Kelly, I'm going to call him, also trained with Grandmaster Gordon Liu in a system called Okinawan Tai. Tai meaning hand. So Jim's the man. Jim also actually was many people don't know this. Jim Kelly was a private student of Rorion Gracie in the 90s. Jim Kelly had a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from Rorion Gracie, the co-founder of the UFC and older brother to Royce Gracie. So Jim trained BJJ, black belt in BJJ, as well as Okinawan Tai, black belt in Okinawan Tai, and Shorin-ryu karate. And Jim also had this unique style that you could only term Jim Kelly style. I remember him telling me, and I'm not going to go, oh, he just told me. When I mean me, it was the audience that he, in fact, unfortunately passed before this happened. He was working on a book about his experiences as a black man in the martial arts movie world, the first black martial arts movie star in America. He was working on a book about that, his experiences with Bruce Lee, as well as his own personal fighting system that he innovated with his training and his ideas. But unfortunately, before they got published, Grandmaster Kelly passed in 2013. I'm glad I got to meet him in 2010 at the Motor City Comic Con before it got huge and big and famous, because we were able to walk right in and just walk up to him. Still got picture with me and Grandmaster Kelly. I treasure that picture. He is definitely one of my heroes and inspirations to keep training in the martial arts. He was a very nice guy. When I had met him, very nice guy, and his daughter at first was talking about doing some stuff, but she's a very private person, and I don't even know how far he got in his manuscripts and everything, but maybe one day someone will piece it together, some of his students and older students and whatnot. But I'll be the first in line to buy that. And even though Tiger Claw had to defeat the great Jim Kelly in the game, nothing but love and respect for Jim Kelly. He occupies a space on my wall in my training area in my basement. Of course, on one of these nights where we play Shaolin versus Wutang, I'm going to have Jim Kelly versus the world. So I'm going to take Jim through some of these same opponents, and it's going to be Jim Kelly versus the world, because I love Jim Kelly, my man. My favorite Jim Kelly movie is The Tattoo Connection. Again, it's on Amazon Prime, and we got to watch that. And I've been known to be called the Black $6 Million Man, and that's how they had his voice sounded for whatever reason. That was like the black voice in the Kung Fu movies. I don't know the hero black voice. I don't know, because Jim Kelly sounds like nothing like that, but they had him talking, and that was funny. JCVD is back. Can he take on Golden Arm? Oh, poor Jean-Claude. That's Golden Arm, man. He never faced anyone in a Kumite quite like Golden Arm. Right. These men are all gonna die here. You will be avenged. I'm sorry. Golden Arm will be destroying Van Damme. And they're in a burning temple too, and he's barefoot. Whew. Tough guy. Let's see what's gonna happen on this one. Sweep right off the bat. Again. JCVD, no stranger to Hong Kong films, as I believe he was directed in Hard Target by the master himself, John Woo, one of my favorite Van Damme movies, Hard Target. Maximum Risk, Van Damme was directed by the great Ringo Lam. And then in, what was the movie where he played the guy who was like in Hong Kong, but he was like he owned a shirt store or shirt factory or something like that. It wasn't Double Team, it was, oh man, but anyway, I ain't holding back. And it was action choreography was the Knockoff, thank you, Knockoff, directed by the great and very eccentric in some of his movies, Choi Hark. And did you know that some of the action choreography in Knockoff was done by Sammo Hung? So Jean-Claude got to work with some of the greats of Hong Kong cinema. But okay, we're going to Golden Arm is about to Golden Arm him. Look at those strikes. Yeah, man, Van Damme worked with some of the greats in Hong Kong. Knockoff is another one of those great Van Damme movies, man. Van Damme getting beat up by the super move of Golden Arm. Oh, that was Golden Arm leveling up. Van Damme was getting beat up. Call me. Yes, that you can tell that was Sammo Hung. Sammo Hung and his stunt team was on the action in that movie. That's probably why. So yeah, Jean-Claude's been blessed to have worked with some greats. I still want to see him and Jackie in a movie together in their heyday, but you know, hey, it might happen now. Whoa, the Tonfa's there, and Van Damme's out like a light. We're gonna put him away again. Yeah, I want to see Jackie and JCVD work together at some point. Back in the heyday, I would have loved to see that, but you know, hey, you know. As you can see, those sweeps are too much. Yeah, because he didn't have Sammo and crew doing his action choreography for him after that movie. But yeah, Knockoff was great. We might do I believe Knockoff is on Prime too, so we might do some broadcasts here where we do some JCVD movies and some commentaries. If you know, I got to see how that works. I guess it'll be all through chat too, but we got to do that on this channel. So we're gonna do a nice few fun things other than play the games. We're gonna do some, since I found out you can stream and Prime movies on this, we're gonna do some fun things, some commentary going. Hopefully we can build this community up. Got to do some better advertising, because we can build a martial arts loving movie loving community and discuss some of these movies, man. These are, hello, JCVD with the victory. He defeated the Golden Arm. Yes, very interesting. So the foreigners took a couple matches away, and now we're going to go to a special as we go to oops, wrong screen. we're going to wear a team battle. Team battle. A team battle between Golden Harvest and Shaw Brothers. We got a team of 4 on here, and I'm gonna come back on the screen in a second. We got a team of 4 happening. Oh, we got our first matchup, Gordon Liu versus Gordon Liu taking on Bruce Lee in this matchup, as I join you guys on the screen in a second here, as we have Gordon Liu taking on Bruce Lee in this matchup. We already know if Mr. Melandro was watching this, he would be going for Bruce Lee, but I gotta, now this was CPU versus CPU. So I'm not playing, so Gordon Liu defeated Bruce Lee, and how these tournament matches work, whoever keeps winning stays in and other team members come in. So we might see Gordon Liu do a complete sweep by himself of Golden Harvest, as he's taking on the Drunken Master. And I've got to do my research to see if Gordon Liu ever fought Jackie Chan on screen. Off the top of my head, I'm saying no, but I'm going to do some research and find out. Yeah, I got to do some research. I'm thinking no, but I got to do some research to find out. Or if anyone else knows, please let me know. But in their heyday, I would have loved to see these two have an on-screen matchup. But I see that Drunken Master might be losing. Oh, Gordon Liu defeats by himself 2 of Shaw Brothers, Golden Harvest's heaviest hitters in Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan. Let's see if he can make it a trifecta as he takes on Donnie Yen of the Wing Chun style. Or Donnie Yen with the Wing Chun character, of course, the Ip Man character. I'm going to do some research to see if Gordon Liu ever fought Donnie Yen on screen. And why I'm thinking no is because at the time, they might have been working for 2 completely different movie companies back in the day. And back in the day, I mean even the 90s. Like Gordon Liu was been in a lot of things, both TV, kung fu shows, movies other than when he had the bald head. He was in a lot of modern 90s movies, Tamadi movies. I call them Tamadi movies. Fandom calls them girls with guns. I call them Tamadi movies, and I'm going to tell you why. It's a funny story. Because one of the first movies I saw with my boy Shannon, I can't even remember the name of it, but I remember Yukari Oshima, and it was Moon Lee in there, Sharon Yoon, one of 2 of my favorites, Sharon Yoon Kang was in it, and Dick Wei was in it. Dick Wei's a famous stunt dude, been in My Lucky Stars, been all those movies. It's too many to name. He's a real life Taekwondo guy, and he did this kick, and this kick spinned around and hit the bad guy in his like jaw, and the bad guy did the the Hong Kong spin over, I call it, but it's like a it's kind of like a high east, but it's more spin to it. Hong Kong spin over, and the guy, as he's getting hit, says Tamadi, which means dynamic. And I've always called those movies after that Tamadi movies. Oh man, I'm silly. Again, we got Shaw Brothers destroying Golden Harvest as Gordon Liu's real life teacher, Lau Kar Leung, comes in for the save. And now it's Lau Kar Leung versus Jet Li. Now, those 2 have never fought. Lau Kar Leung directed Jet Li, and Jet Li's only Shaw Brothers appearance in Martial Arts of Shaolin, which was the third trilogy in the Shaolin Temple series that he did. Lau Kar Leung was the action director and director on that, and I do have no, I don't have it. There is a YouTube video where they were on a Hong Kong talk show to promote the movie, and each of them are like demonstrating moves, and they're trying to keep up with each other, and it's great. It was some tension on the set, according to reports. Now, I wasn't there. According to reports, tensions on the set between the treatment of the mainland Chinese actors and stunt people and the Hong Kong dudes. But great movie. If you have Netflix, I believe it, Martial Arts of Shaolin is on Netflix. Great Wushu in that movie. Lau Kar Leung did, man, that movie has got to be, of course, Shaolin Temple, the first one for nostalgia's sake with Jet Li and the Crow. Jet Li knocking Lau Kar Leung around with the first Shaolin Temple with Jet Li, nostalgia. I love that movie too. But as far as just the action, I gotta say Shaolin Temple 3, aka Martial Arts of Shaolin. Great film. Man, the fight scenes in that film. Whew. And you got the dude, he's a kung fu teacher in America. Is he no, he's in Venezuela or somewhere in South America now, but he was an actor and also a Wushu champion. And he was in Shaolin Temple Martial Arts Shaolin playing the Nantren, or the Southern Fist guy, the Southern Shaolin dude. And it was very sweet. And you had Sima Yan, played by Jet Li's first wife. Yes, his first wife played in Martial Arts of Shaolin along with him. She played a character called Sima Yan. But I can't remember this lady's real name right off the top of my head. But yeah, she was Wushu stylist too. They were both Wushu champions. So great. But we got Drunken, the old drunkard, coming in and making a save for Golden Harvest. Can he do it? Can he defeat the Mantis Fist and go on to defeat Tiger Claw and Armor of God? Oh, he defeats the Mantis Fist, and this might be a comeback for Golden Harvest as the old drunkard Sam Seed brings it out. He's got to face Chen Kuan Tai in that Tiger style. Again, Sam Seed played by the great Yun Su Ting, father of Yun Wo Ping and his brothers. You know, his brother Yun Wo Ping, more famous probably overall, but especially over in America due to his work on The Matrix. But he has brothers, man. His brothers were choreographers and actors and stunt dudes too. They were bad. You can see them in Yoon family directed and choreographed things such as Taoism Drunkard. Oh man, it used to be one of my favorite, Miracle Fighters. The Miracle Fighters. What's the Buddhist Fist? They've appeared in a lot of Sammo Hung movies as stunt dudes. Brandy Yoon, who's not a related brother, but took on his stage name to be the last name of Yoon, because old drunkard Yun Su Ting was actually his teacher. And Brandon Yoon's been a stunt double for almost everybody in Hong Kong, with the exception of very few people. That dude's physical skills were amazing. Now, can the old drunkard take it home for Golden Harvest in a team battle by defeating Armor of God, aka Golden Arm, aka Lo Mang, the Toad, number 5 then. The old drunkard has got not a lot of life left. He might be able to pull it off. He gets another swig of that wine. But he almost single-handedly put... Oh, but when I said that, Golden Arm with a drop kick. And Golden Arm takes it home. Shaw Brothers has dominated the competition tonight. Shaw Brothers versus the world. Film Fan Dojo Twitch. Film Fan Dojo in the house. Film Fan Dojo in the house. But we had Shaw Brothers. Shaw Brothers come away with a victory tonight in our Shaw Brothers versus the world. I thank you guys for tuning in. You know, we're going to try to grow this channel and try to, you know, make it something where we can, you know, even if it's not a whole ton of folks, we can make it come and talk about the love of martial arts movies. Now that I found out we can do some Amazon streaming, that's what we're gonna do. Ultraman says hi. Oops. This guy says hi too. This guy says hi. Eeyore. So we're going to do some of that, and I really love this game. It opens me up to talk about what I love. One of the things I love, many things, but one of the things, kung fu movies. You know, martial arts movies. So again, as I've said, looking forward to some modern, new ones. I shouldn't say modern, new. Mortal Kombat, of course, coming out. Not really a martial arts movie per se, but in the vein of what I like. Godzilla vs. Kong, coming out too, March 31st. So I'll be checking that out. As well as I checked out the Snyder Cut of Justice League. And I will say this, much better than the Joss Whedon cut. It wasn't long, but 4 hours. It made sense because it was one director's vision, as opposed to cut up parts from one director and another. So I think it was good. Hear rumors or whatever that they're not going to move forward with the Snyderverse, as people are calling it. I thought it was good. I can't say anything bad about it. I enjoyed it. Cyborg has much more of a character arc than in the Joss Whedon cut, like much more screen time. I mean, a whole lot more screen time. Superman, you know, without giving too much away, everybody has their story in there. Let me just say that. Everybody has their story. You get to see some other stuff. The whole story makes more sense. And then there's one scene in the beginning that I think tied into the whole story, because in the Joss Whedon cut, it was just like the mother boxes just woke up for almost no reason. They were dormant for thousands of years, then they just woke up without any explanation as to why they woke up. Well, in the Snyder cut, you get why they woke up, and you get it in the first scene, which ties into another movie that Snyder did for the DC universe. So I like that, oh, this is why the mother boxes woke up. And you'll find that, okay, And then we get much more of the scene with the Amazons fighting Steppenwolf. It's not cut like it was in Josh Whedon's, where it's kind of short. No, it made more sense. So everything to me made more sense. I'm not gonna say like some people who are just DC Universe fans, which I like all comic book movies, or most of them, I should say. I prefer Marvel, but I've always, as a kid, I preferred Marvel comics to DC comics. So it's no surprise that I would prefer Marvel movies to DC movies. But uh, I'm not gonna go so far as like some people who are DC fans say, "Oh, if they would have put that out, it would have destroyed Avengers." You can't mess with the Marvel machine. What's gonna destroy Marvel is Marvel at some point. However, it was a good movie. It was a very good movie. And yeah, it was 4 hours, but it was 4 hours of storytelling that made Aquaman gets a longer character arc. Everybody gets a longer character arc as to why they would join this team and why they wouldn't. Like, saying no at first, and then the Flash, of course, the Flash gets a much better treatment than in the Josh Whedon one. He's much more heroic in Snyder's, and they thank goodness took out the part where he was talking about he was afraid of bugs when he saw the parademons flying around. Which, and I'm gonna tell you this in the Snyder cut too, the parademons don't just come out of nowhere. In the Snyder cut, they're there from the beginning of the whole Mother Box awakening event happening. So they're not just flying around like they were in Josh Whedon's, where they just like, okay, 1 minute, like, where this thing come from? So, no, overall a better movie, and the way Snyder filmed it, he set it up. If they were going to have a DC universe based on his Snyder movies, he set it up where almost each character could have a sequel. So I thought it was good. If you can see it, see it. Just carve out. Maybe you'll watch it over days, because it is broken up on the screen into not necessarily acts but parts. It'll say like part one, and it'll give it a title, part two, a title, part three, part whatever, and watch it in one fatal swoop, or you could watch it and just pause it and come back to which part you're on. So I think it was a excellent movie. Looking forward to Mortal Kombat. Looking forward to Godzilla vs Kong. Looking forward to Black Widow coming out. Shang-Chi. Been watching Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show on Disney Plus. Thumbs up. They've introduced some people, so very important. I don't want to spoil anything. I want people to watch it and be surprised. Very different tone from WandaVision, which is good. That means they're keeping with kind of the characters. You get to see Sam and Bucky's funny marriage like friendship where they're like always arguing back and forth. So it's cool. I'm not gonna give any spoilers other than I enjoy the show. So on episode 2, and they're bringing that you don't get to binge those. They bring one out every Friday. So I think it's gonna be either 6 or 8 episodes, 45-minute episodes. So it's cool. I'm looking forward to it. Low Key comes out after this one, and then I think on the Disney Network, the next was Marvel What If, the animated What Ifs, and I can't remember what other shows come after that. But I'm enjoying them, man. So, and I will say this, much like WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier take place after the snap that brought everybody back. So like so many months after the snap. So they had a continuity with Thanos being. I think more on WandaVision they dropped Thanos' name a couple times.